Good morning, everybody. So we're going to hop right into early pre-market sesh. It's about 7 a.m. If you watched the last video, I told you guys at the open here that we'll probably come up, find some support on those MAs, and move into the golden pocket of the 15. I'll put that video in the description if you missed it, but I explained why this 15-minute GP was going to be the magnet versus ES versus SPY. So after hours is clearly ES's time to shine and SPY only live trading. So right now, when we see the opportunity where we had called the resistance, we got the short play. But I want to talk about a few things in here after we had called that was going to push up into the GP and fail. We had a couple of really good instances of layover here for gaps and other. So if you notice here on the 1 minute on ES, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There's a one little doji right there, but we got a 3 down right here, okay? And what I was looking at is I generally like to take the 3 1 minutes of no GP tag, like so, and I use them as a fib, right? And when that happens, I usually look for the trace back to the 100. And what is my other favorite strategy? Well, gaps. We have 2 open gaps on the 1 minute chart, volume imbalances there. Those act as magnets as well. So when you noticed, we had 2 gaps, and there was third, it filled, but still important. Push up here, rip into our long target called yesterday, and then we had a magnet target down to come close these gaps. After those gaps were closed, we actually left another 1 minute triple, which can drag it back up. So if we see the Fibonacci here at 2618 support, 65.10, anything over that, we're looking for dips to buy actually to come back to this triple, because again, that panic sell from the green Fibonacci target long induced a pretty good sell right here. So we have these triple GP 1 minutes to worry about, and that's this colored fib right here. Could make that pink, I guess, make it a little easier or something like so. So we're looking for that drag down, almost hit the 3618 up to the 1618. Generally, this is that stop, hits, finds support confirmation, drags up to the 100. Now, this is important because this triple 1 minute no GP tag system for Fibonacci, we like to see it hit the 1618, back test to the 100, then drag its full cycle down to almost the 3618, and then we call this part the recycle. So it has long opportunity all the way back towards 65.18. Okay, we're trading some longs on our other accounts here for the NQ on the same exact candle because we were buying into the anchor dips right here on the NQ because it still has its 5 minute candle as well. So if I go into NQ, you will see the exact same setup, but the 5 minute looks nice and clean from that 3618 as well. So I just posted in my chat watching dip buys, so on and so forth. Here's that 5 minute right here. I'm working on the 15 and 5 and 1. We're going to go to the 1 real quick. Gonna move back around here. Oh, TOS missnapped it. That's why it looks so weird. Okay. Bar snapping stuff always ruins the fun here. Let me redo this one. This 5 minute is the one we are looking at here to the downside, looking for the 3618 reversal shy, right? So again, here's that 5, comes down, 1618, back to the 100. That means it has a fail opportunity to the next leg, 2618. If it stays under that, we target the 3. If it wants to reverse, we head back up to the GP again, right? So with that in mind, we're going to back up and notice on the 1 minute chart, we had the exact same paired gaps. These are extremely important. Look how fat these are. You don't see these very often at all. It's extremely rare. 835 all the way down to 833. This gap is also quite large. This one is the smaller, but we had a triple gap. So I told my chat very early in the Discord as we were coming down, I said, only plan for the short. And I called it exactly as we seen it coming down into the gap fill. I said, it's not going to fill. Only play the short. Watch it pop up. And I said, it's got to sweep all the 1 minute highs before reversing down. Okay, all Discord time stamped. Where's our highs? 1618, 100. That's a high, 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 all bumping its head into the 100 from this 5 minute fib. Sweep is right here. Like I said, needs to clear house on all this. Clears it. Panics down right to the gaps. If you back up here a little bit, you're going to see all the gaps, all the support. And then I called, well, it's all the way back long now, guys. So we took it long right here after the higher low. We have the full push back to the GP. We have our orders out here to fill at like 2,780 or so for these. I got some other accounts cruising on the main account too. We're open P&L about 32. I use 2 computers, or I would drag that over. But the last but not least thing I want to go over here is once we hit this GP's potential, right? Because we're going to squeeze back up. We got that awesome opportunity to break and then get into the GP that is untagged. That is when we're going to look for potential reversals, okay? Because overall, our full trade call from yesterday's video did have to do with the green Fibonacci 15 failure. But we are getting lazy. So if this recycle starts under the 1618, because again, we shied the 3618 here. You see that pink fib wasn't tagged. If we come up here and hit that 100, which we haven't missed on ES, this is why it's so bullish right now. If you didn't notice, this right here is the pin. We have the 1618 hit, missed the retrace to break through all the way down, shied the 3618. So it should come back to that GP. Okay. And the only reason I think, or 2 of the only reasons, I'll give you the sauce right here. The 1 minute has the triple like we did. And also my members watch micros and they pointed out that there's actually a minute gap up here. Very, very thick boy mixed with a triple no GP, which means you can do the same thing on MES and there's volume imbalances on every contract. So if you make that one right there for a triple, what do you see? Huge gap for the 100 test all the way down to the 3618 like a minty, and then we're ending at 6517, and then if we get higher GP. But our main targets are out for right here at 6517 because we have the recycle. So check that out. 3 no-tag GPs, gap, cycles one way, and notice these cycles. It hit the 1618 here, the 2618 here, 3618. Did it ever retrace to the 100? No, which means after it hits the 3618, right to the 100. There's also a gap. So we're just stacking those long catalysts. So that is it for the morning. What's next? Well, I'm looking for this exact play because we had our long targets. We sweeped up to the 15. So we're going to have to use the over under 15s to see if it wants to chase down those all-time highs or not. So we have the live tag done like we discussed last video on SPY. And the only other thing left is literally that 652.12. There's nothing else. There's 21, not 12. That's all-time high, right? So we don't have any technical analysis to go off of. All we can play is extensions and look to our left and notice that we have 1 5 minute right there next to all-time high. And then we're going to go to the 15-minute chart for that GP right there as well. So I fully expect 650 to be the over-under for the day. So I expect it to come back up, hit some of those targets on the 100 MES and the gap, and then just kind of mess around right here. And I do think 650 area could still be a good top. I don't think we're going to get too good at trading today. Obviously, you know, the big stuff is coming up on the news. So if you are paying attention, you got your CPI, you got your PPI, a little Michigan inflation sentiment coming up as well, sentiment. But the CPI and PPI are obviously going to be huge for cuts. So if we get another burn day here where we just do the grind up is what we expected here, just kind of boom, boom, we get to the top of this 15 live, it chops around. That's about it. As high as I can see it going is this 15, you know, 651-ish. And then maybe we push, you know, towards an all-time high, but PPI, CPI is going to be the craziness. And we have to wait till we get those candles developed to make an educated guess. Okay, so we're not going to make some kind of crazy woo-woo guess and not have confirmation of some really good stuff, right? All right, that's it. We'll see how it plays out. We'll get the next recap up.